I'm going to show you how to keep your bait alive. Here's the main components of my bait system for a kayak or small boat. This is a 52 quart Coleman marine cooler. Another component is a 5-gallon bucket. I cut the wall of a 5-gallon bucket and I'm going to glue it into this cooler. So what I'm doing, I'm making a partition. It's going to be connected. The two walls are going to be connected by this intake made out of PVC, 3/4 inch PVC. And you see 8-inch filter bag on it that's going to catch all the scales. So the water will be going in on these 1/4 inch holes, and we'll drill a hole after I glue this partition in. We'll drill 2 holes in that partition. One will be for the 3/4 inch intake, and the other will be for this 350 gallon per hour Bilge pump. Fluval ammonia remover, and each fishing trip I put a cup of rock salt. The temperature starts heating up mid-spring and all. I use ice bags. I usually take 4 or 5 quart Ziploc bags, and I freeze water, blocks of ice, and I drop those into the bait tank after I put my bait in. I'll have this 3/4 ID reinforced tubing. This system operates also under the principle it's trying to put out more water than it can take in. So this pump is sucking air. Now normally that sounds like a bad thing when a pump sucks air, but in this case, that pump turns the air into nano bubbles, and this water turns white because it's saturated with oxygen. What I do, I take a 5-gallon bucket from Home Depot, and actually I buy the white food grade bucket, and I split it in half, and I get 2 halves out by cutting the bottom and then cutting the top portion off. And you notice I put radius. First we've got a 3/4 inch PVC end cap. I take a 3/4 inch PVC coupling, and I cut it in half, split it in half, and then I cut a slot in one of the halves, and I'll show you what that's for on this assembled piece. This is a 3/4 inch elbow. Pieces split. You can see the slot in this. This is going to go into, when I drill the hole in the wall of the bucket. When I drill that hole, I'm going to push this pipe through the bucket, put this against the back wall and this against the front wall. Especially this part, you never want to glue it because you're always going to be taking it out at least once at the end of your fishing trip or before you go, so you can attach the filter bag to it. The rule at intake, you don't want it intaking more water than it can output, because for this principle to work, the bilge pump has to be sucking air. The bilge pump has to suck air. We are using that as the simplest tool to infuse air into our system. The other component is a 3/4 inch PVC by 3 inches long. And the other half of the PVC coupling that I cut in half, but I didn't put a split line in it, I shoved it up into it and I had to hammer it down flush. So this is creating a neck on here that the filter bag can connect to. Okay, y'all, I've got it glued, I've got it wedged, I've got it clamped. So I'll turn this around so you can see it, how it's assembled. Oh, I've got the second wall glued. I used the heat gun on it to kind of shape it a little bit.
Just loaded with bait.